Welcome to this session of 2 hours and 2 minutes, your doorway to all the news from around the world that you need to know. Here are your top stories. The White House said on Friday it could not confirm reports that Ukraine had disabled vehicles in a Russian convoy inside Ukraine and warned Moscow that any intervention into Ukraine without Kiev's permission was unacceptable. White House spokeswoman Caitlin Hayden said in a statement that, even as we work to gather information, we reiterate our concern about repeated Russian and Russian-supported incursions into Ukraine. The black box recovered from the wreckage of the plane crash that killed Brazilian socialist presidential candidate Eduardo Campos failed to record his flight, the Air Force said on Friday. The 2 hours of recordings it contained were not related to Wednesday's doomed flight, according to the military branch in charge of the investigation into the crash. Yazidis fleeing an ISIS offensive says members of their families, men, women, and even babies, have been abducted by militants. The mass kidnappings by ISIS targeted those who either refused or simply could not flee a string of villages around Mount Sinjar, one of the minority's main ancestral homes in northern Iraq. The refugees say that women and children are being held in ISIS prisons in Nineveh province, where a sweeping ISIS offensive was launched in June, and that many of the men are feared to have been executed. Protesters in Ferguson, Missouri, said late on Friday on Twitter that police had fired tear gas at a crowd protesting over the police shooting death of an unarmed black teen. The reported outbreak late Friday evening came after almost a week of nighttime clashes between local police and protesters saw a 24-hour break as those police forces were replaced by state police led by an African-American captain. That is all we have for you in this session of World in 2 Minutes. Check back with us at trtworld.com every 2 hours for more of the news you need on today's developing stories.